Hi, Robbie. You came up during the evolution of the sprint lead-out train. Can you address how this changed sprinting and pro cycling and where it's come today, and what are the key elements to a good lead-out train?
Well, the lead-out train, I think that the first really disciplined one came from a Dutch team. It was then, I think it was super complex with Jean-Paul van Poppel, and it was Jan Raas's team, and they were the ones who first did it, and then the one who really sort of made it famous, if you like, was Chippo with the Seiko train. It seemed that through those years there only seemed to be one train that was like Seiko. Then there was Fassa Bortolo for a long time with Pataki. Then you had Quick Step. In between there was Telecom. Used to set up a good train. It was sort of ever seemed to be one train would dominate. Now you get sort of 2, 3, 4 trains. Teams have realised that they sort of, I think, used to take the sprint for granted a little bit. And the most organised team, if they had, Chippo was like the best sprinter at the time, but he also had the most disciplined and organised team, and everyone else sort of, so it was like they didn't even try to compete against it by setting up a team for the next best sprinter, or a guy who was probably just as quick. Now you see teams with a very good structure in sprinting. They're finding specific guys for every single position in the train. And for instance, it's a shame for them, but HTC disbanded, but they had guys who it was like a science the way they did it. The guy from 4th, 3rd, 2nd and then last position, everybody was scientifically tested to see what they could do, power output, how far they could go, how fast they could go, what their skills were like, all that sort of stuff to place them in the train, and more teams are doing that now. So when you get to the finish these days, you've got, for instance, Green Edge for one, Oracle Green Edge I should say, Sky, Garmin, and then on not at every race, but depending on which team they put in, you've got BMC getting up there, Rabobank, who've put a lot of work into their train as well, taking on Renshaw, for example. So you just see a broader spectrum of sprint trains. I think that's the big difference now, and it really is a massive fight. Did I mention Garmin? They're always up there as well. And it is gotten a lot tougher to dominate a race as a sprint train, and that's, I think, the big thing that teams are seeing now. Like, hey, you win big races in sprints and you get more chances at it. You get more TV time. You certainly get more TV time if compared to not doing it. And that's the sponsors want.
Is it safer or not safer?
I think it's probably. I think racing in general has become more dangerous over the years, purely because of the roads. Roads are made for driving cars on, not for racing bikes. They're not built bike race specific, so they're putting in more and more roundabouts, traffic islands, you name it. Any sort of obstacle that can slow traffic and narrow roads. It slows down a bike race as well, and you're trying to fit a couple of hundred guys who all want to win a race into a very small space, and accidents are going to happen. And on top of that, you've got the general level across the field has risen, so you've got more guys who are capable of being at the front. But that's racing. That's what it's all about.
Mark Johnson.